If you are guilty of hiding your awards, your accomplishments, your degrees, then this pep talk has been seeking you. You're listening to the You Can and You Will show, a podcast that empowers female leaders, high achievers, female executives, and artists to be confident, to overcome their obstacles, and live that exceptional and successful career and life. My name is Catherine Louise, and I'm a business and mindset mentor and communication expert, best known for mentoring female leaders, executives, and artists so that they can flourish in their career and life. And you can and you will. I'm sitting down to share the tools to create that success and lifestyle and how to make an impact. Hi, and welcome back to a brand new episode here on You Can and You Will with yours truly, Catherine Louise. And today, I'm coming back with a topic which is so near and dear to my heart because I know it's definitely a thing a whole lot of females, but also artists, in fact, are guilty of, which is really playing small. And I want to talk about this today and show you why it is by no means helping, supporting you, or doing any good to anybody, is because one of the facts is you will not reach your full potential in any sort of way when you're playing small. Most people to this day believe that being humble and being a good person means playing small. And that would basically mean when you have accomplished something, when you're an artist having won several awards, people still believe that when you would talk about that, when you would be proud of that, that will make you somewhat cocky, somewhat arrogant, and as a consequence, they would just not even talk about it. I know this to be true. I've seen it so many times on so many of my clients, when really they think them talking about their achievements would make them arrogant to other people. And last week, I was in one of my friend's offices, and he's an artist. He's an incredible artist. And we were talking about his business and, the next steps, all of those things. And then during this conversation, it turns out he, in fact, was at Miami Art School, and he, as another fact, has actually won several awards. He would just never share this, neither with his friends nor with his clients. I was flabbergasted, straight up. I was sitting there like, are you serious? Like, why do I not know about this? Why do your clients not know about this? And what he was sharing with me was the answer I've just heard one too many times. Hence, I'm doing this episode. He was exactly saying what I mentioned before. He didn't share it because he didn't want to show that off. He never shared it, neither with his friends or clients, because he didn't want to come across arrogant. And he also thought it wouldn't be that meaningful. I'm like, what? Having this conversation one too many times, I really decided I so want to share with you why you should, in fact, scream all of your degrees, awards, and accomplishment out into this beautiful world, and why this, as a matter of fact, is not making you being arrogant or showing offish kind of way at all. Let's take two examples, okay? Let's take the example of you blasting it out in the world on your website, because remember, your website is sort of like the business card on the web because typically when people hear about you, or maybe even get to know you in person, or maybe a friend is referring you to them, one of the first things people tend to do is checking the World Wide Web on you, right? Might sound familiar. And then we have the other example, you talking about your beautiful accomplishments in a conversation. I'm separating that because I understand the fear is quite differently. Let's start with example A, blasting your beautiful accomplishments all over the web, aka your website. Here's the thing why it is actually crucial for you to put that on your website, or really no matter where you're presenting yourself. When people hear about you and get to know you, first of all, on the web, having your accomplishments listed will speak volume about you, because first of all, if it definitely create trust, it shows off your expertise. So you really want to have that on your website, or again, no matter where you're presenting yourself, everything that you have accomplished, and that also goes for degrees, awards, and everything you could just name there, will prove that you are an expert in what you do. Also, and this is a beautiful thing about the internet, when people are looking or searching for somebody like you, an expert in your field, having those accomplishments listed will make it so much more easy for them to find you. And typically when you're looking for somebody, you mostly have like 2 or 3 different people in that field. You might want to compare them with each other, and you would always be drawn to the person who generates the biggest amount of trust with you. And while there can be very different factors in play, like sympathy or, whatever really you feel drawn to be honest, that will definitely have to be a decisive factor. It is such a huge difference when you be like, oh, I'm an executive since so and so many years, or I'm an artist having this and that many paintings. Or if you be like, oh, I'm an executive and during the course of this position, we have achieved this and that success. Or I'm a painter and I've been at Miami Art School and have won that many awards. Can you tell what kind of different trust and expertise that generates? When you list your accomplishments on the web, by no means this could be in any way perceived to be arrogant, because it's just listing the fact. Being arrogant is something else, something completely different. Let's talk about that probably way bigger hurdle, right? Talking about your accomplishments in a conversation. I 100% understand that this is something we literally would have to practice. And I'm not even kidding, because when you're somewhat shy about your accomplishments and you still have that belief ingrained that being a humble person, being a good person means not showing off everything you have achieved, this is an issue. Not only do you do no good to nobody by literally hiding your gifts, you're almost doing a disservice to humanity. And yes, I mean it, because you have that beautiful gift, you have that talent, right? Why would you want to hide it? Awards and accomplishments and degrees is just a statement and also a beautiful honoring of that talent. I 100% understand that this is a huge fear of how we're being perceived of that person in front of us, especially when we're just meeting them for the first time. We don't know a thing about them and we just really don't want to come across as like arrogant. But here's the thing. When you share what you have accomplished, how would you want to be arrogant by just sharing it? Being arrogant, being that cocky person is something completely else. And when you're listening or watching this episode, it definitely tells me by no means you're arrogant, because otherwise you wouldn't even listen to this. And in order for you to fully understand what I'm talking about, I want to clarify what arrogant actually is. Arrogant is being when you're really talking down to people, like literally, right? When you think you're something better because of really whatever. Most arrogant people don't even need a real reason, or they have very, very different values in life, which is fine. So when you are happy to share what you have achieved in your life, this is by no means talking down to people or believing that as a consequence you are a better person or a bigger person or whatever. When you're happy to share with what you truly love and you're just happy about it, people will feel that. People will connect to that energy and understand that you are fully living that and just being happy that you have achieved that. And that is actually something that people will latch on to. Just picture yourself talking to a person, and that person is just really, fully in what he does and embracing it and happy about it. And you can literally tell that the energy is so full and positive when that person is talking about whatever he or she does. Wouldn't you just love to be working with that people? Because not only is this person 100% in his or her energy, but you can tell because of that, that person is really successful, and you sure want to have a piece of that success. I really also want to break it down what it is about people talking bad about other people, even when it is, unfortunately, maybe even your friends and family. This is something I am preaching every single day, and I have been working myself through that and so many of my clients, because it is a process to understand that. But today, you better believe this is not a thing on how people could hurt me, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be doing a video podcast. When people talk bad about you, this is never about you. Never. Full stop. When people talk bad about you, and unfortunately, it doesn't matter whether it is strangers on the internet or friends and family, even when people talk bad about other people, it is always them projecting onto you. And what they do is they always mirror back their own fears, their own experiences, their own limiting beliefs, right? Whatever they perceive to be true, they will project exactly that onto you. And quite honestly, those negative Nancys, it really doesn't matter what you do, and it really doesn't matter how small you could just ever play. When those people just really want to find something to talk about, because also it is so much more easy to talk about somebody else than really take care of your own business, right? So much more easy and convenient. They will always find something. So let me be really, really frank about this. It doesn't matter what you do. If people want to talk, they will talk. So you might as well want to be happy about everything you have achieved and be proud about it. I myself have learned the hard way on what I'm preaching here, because 10, 15 years ago, I would have never, never shared any accomplishments of my life, because I simply thought it wasn't worth it. It was nothing special. But as I have learned that people will always have their opinions no matter what you do, and you can play small and even smaller, and they will still find something. I figured I am not doing any service to myself or those people. If they don't want to like me, they're not going to like me. And that's okay, because do I like every person on the planet? Probably not. And that's okay. But it is how you treat those people which makes the difference. So I figured I might as well just really go ahead and do my thing and be in my power and just loving and embracing every part of that. And yes, I do talk about my accomplishments, not because I'm trying to brag with it, but I am hoping that if this is something that is fulfilling me, maybe, and if it's just one other person on this planet that can be inspired by that and helps them and supports them standing in their own power, being who they truly are, shining their light, no matter if it is in the corporate or as an artist, it was all worth it. It was just seriously all worth it. So I truly hope this episode was able to inspire you and support you on shining your light, doing your thing, and really be proud about everything that you have accomplished. Let me know how you feel about this comment, where you are at on this journey on really being proud on everything you have accomplished. Feel free to put it in the comments or send me an email. And I'm looking very much forward to seeing and talking to you in my next episode. Bye!